Hey everyone, and welcome back. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So a bill in Congress right now that would increase benefits across the board for all beneficiaries of Social Security by $200 per month or $2,400 per year has been sitting in Congress since the beginning of 2023. It does have until the end of this year to pass. Does it have any chance whatsoever to pass by the end of this year? We will be giving an update on that. Plus, Democratic Senator Joe Manchin finally says that he is going to be leaving the Democratic Party. Is he going to be a Republican now, an independent? Plus, he's going to be giving an update on whether or not he plans to run as governor in the state of West Virginia. So I'll be giving an update on that as well. But before we go ahead and dive into the main content of today's video, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $200 in free stock or $200 in free cash, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Robinhood. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then simply link your bank account. You do not even have to make an opening deposit. At that point in time, Robinhood will be sending you one free stock worth all the way up to $200. And if you'd rather just have the cash, all you have to do is once you receive the free stock is just sell it for what it's worth and then transfer the cash value right back to your bank account. Okay, so diving right into our lead story of today's video, and Joe Manchin just announced that he is going to be leaving the Democratic Party, and instead he's not going to be a Republican, he's no longer going to be a Democrat. Instead, he's going to be labeling himself as an independent. He believes that Democrats have moved too far to the left and they're too radical. He believes he doesn't really necessarily recognize himself as a Republican either, so instead he's going to go into the middle. And there's actually a lot of speculation that because of this, he might actually try to run as governor. He might be a late entrant into the West Virginia governor's race and try to once again become the governor of West Virginia. He was during the years of 2005 through 2010 before becoming a senator. And he just announced that he's not going to be doing that either. No one really knows his future political plans. Some people actually speculated that he might actually try to run for president. He thought about it, but he didn't think that he would have enough support to actually win. So according to The Hill, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, a conservative Democrat, officially filed as an independent on Friday. He said, quote, "My commitment to do everything I can to bring our country together has led me to register as an independent with no party affiliation." He signaled Wednesday that he would not enter the governor's race this year, shooting down rumors that he may campaign again for the office. In a statement Friday, Manchin said partisanship on both sides has jeopardized democracy, national politics in America is broken, and neither side is willing to compromise, he said. He said, quote, "To stay true to myself and remain committed to put country before party, I have decided to register as an independent with no party affiliation and continue to fight for America's sensible majority," he said. So, Manchin, some people don't really necessarily like the guy because they felt like he held up some of the bills during Joe Biden's tenure. Some people love him. Some people are kind of iffy. But if I want to give him credit on anything, it's just the fact that he was a Democrat in the extremely, extremely red state of West Virginia, and he was actually able to win a Senate race. That's very, very impressive if you put your biases aside. It's pretty much like if you had a Republican and a Republican was able to win a Senate seat in the state of California or the state of New York. Trump won the state of West Virginia by almost 70%. So for Manchin, a Democrat, to win an election in West Virginia running as a Democrat, that is something that not very many people can do. So obviously that's a huge loss for Democrats that he's no longer going to be running for Senate this year. And they're very obviously going to be losing a seat in the Senate for 2025. Now, in some other news, in our main story of today's video, since 2023, there was a bill in Congress by Bernie Sanders, being led by Bernie Sanders. And in this bill, it was related to Social Security. And basically what it would be doing, among many things, is it would be raising benefits for everyone across the board, not including the cost of living adjustment, $200 per month or $2,400 per year. It would be a flat increase. This would actually be a raise because you'd actually be, outpacing inflation. This would be the biggest adjustment that Social Security has seen in decades. So it would obviously be a huge bill. And right now, once again, it has been in Congress since 2023. They have not yet voted on it. So we're going to be giving a quick update on the bill. But first, we're going to be going over some of the details of everything that would be included in it if it were to pass. So up on the screen here, you can see that first, it would extend the solvency of Social Security for 75 years by requiring the wealthiest American households to pay their fair share of taxes. He says today, because of the earnings cap on Social Security taxes, a CEO making $20 million a year pays the same amount of money into Social Security as someone who makes $160,200 a year. That actually got bumped up to right around $169K this year. This legislation would lift the cap and subject all income above $250,000 to the Social Security payroll tax. Under this bill, over 93% of households would not see their taxes go up by 1 penny. Additionally, it would also expand Social Security benefits across the board for current and new beneficiaries. So under this bill, Social Security benefits for current and existing recipients would be increased by $2,400 a year. That is basically what I just went over a moment ago. Furthermore, it would also increase cost of living adjustments. So this bill would more accurately measure the spending patterns for seniors by adopting the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, or the CPIE. Older Americans, by and large, are not going out on spending sprees buying big screen TVs, laptops, or the latest high-tech gadgets. Rather, they spend a disproportionate amount of their income on healthcare and prescription drugs, which would be reflected in the formula for calculating COLAs under this legislation. And usually CPIE is a little bit larger than CPIW on an annual basis, which would result in a higher COLA. It would also improve the special minimum benefit for Social Security recipients. So this bill would help low-income workers stay out of poverty by increasing the special minimum benefit and indexing the benefit level so that it is equal to 125% of the poverty line, or over $18,000 for a single worker who had worked their full career. So if this were to happen, this would work out to around a $500 per month increase for those currently receiving the special minimum benefit. It would also restore student benefits up to age 22 for children of disabled or deceased workers if the child is a full-time student in a college or vocational school. This legislation would restore student benefits to help educate children of deceased or disabled parents that were eliminated in 1983, and would also combine the Disability Insurance Trust Fund with the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund to help senior citizens and people with disabilities. So basically that is what is in the bill. Now we're going to be bringing up the bill that's in Congress and looking at how many co-sponsors the bill has. So first, we're going to be looking at the bill that was introduced in the Senate. You can see the sponsor there is Senator Bernard Sanders. And right now, the bill just has 10 co-sponsors. In the Senate, there are 51 arguably Democrats in there. 49 happen to be real Democrats. 2 are independents that usually side with Democrats. So right now, we only have 10 out of 100 senators in the Senate. Only 10% of the Senate are co-signed onto this bill. So not a great sign there as far as the Senate goes. Then the House. In the House, it was introduced by Janice Schakowsky. She's also a Democrat. And in the House, it's doing a little bit better at 36 co-signed. But for this bill to pass in the House, they would need at least 218 votes. So obviously they are a long ways off. And as you can see, both in the House and the Senate, the only people who are co-signed onto this bill happen to be Democrats. And really, at the end of the day, unless Democrats take a huge majority in both the Senate and they get at least 60 seats in the Senate and just a simple majority in the House at 218 seats, there's really no way for this bill to pass without any Republican support whatsoever. And for whatever reason, Senator Sanders actually hasn't been able to even get Democrats on board with this bill. It could be because of the fact that Joe Biden, whenever he entered office, promised to not raise taxes on anyone earning $400,000 a year or less. And in this bill, if it were to pass, it would raise taxes on those earning above $250,000 per year. So that could be a good reason there. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Would you like for this bill to pass? Do you think that it will pass? But that's all we have for today's video. I certainly hope you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.